Hey guys, how you going? This is Daniel Walsh from Your Property of Wealth, and we have a question which is minimizing land tax. So what is land tax and how do we minimize land tax? So land tax is a tax on investment properties where if you go over the threshold for that state, you have to pay a land tax to hold that property, right? So it's not based on the entire property. So let's say that property is worth $600,000. It's only going on the land content. So the land content might be worth 200 grand and the house might be worth 400 grand. So now what we're doing it is we're basing that on $200,000. So if we take example Queensland, which is a $600,000 land tax threshold, we can buy 3 properties in there before we start hitting land tax, right? Now, if we buy one expensive property for $2 million, let's say, we will hit land tax from that one property because it will go over that $600,000 threshold. Now, each state has their own land tax threshold. Now, this is important to diversify your portfolio so that you can minimize land tax and make sure that you are tax effective within that portfolio, right? So what you're doing is we are going to different states, purchasing different properties, keeping ourselves under or on that land tax threshold so that we can minimize the land tax threshold and maximize our return on our investment properties. Now, it's like us going to Sydney and buying 10 houses in Sydney. We would be copping a huge land tax bill. Might be 20, 30 grand a year. Now, if we were to do that same 10 property portfolio and spread them out with a couple in Sydney, a couple in Brisbane, a couple in Melbourne, a couple in South Australia and so on, we can actually minimize or have no land tax to pay each year because we are keeping under that threshold. So when it comes to building a portfolio, keep land tax in the back of your mind, and it is a tax that you will have to pay if you do hit that threshold.